Pray right now? Do you want to pray and then read? Okay, I got this letter from Jonathan. It's not I got it a couple months ago. So it's been sitting here and I have gonna read it to you guys. And this is before all this started, okay? It says, Shalom, everyone. I pray all of you are well and safe during this time. I miss all of you, and I know soon I will be home with everyone. I will be speaking on heavenly purpose. Genesis 2, 8 through 11. 8:11 states, and he came to a certain place and stayed there at night because the sun had set, taking one of the stones of the place to sleep. Now, when you study out where Jacob I can't read, rested. It's the same place where Abraham made his covenant with God and Isaac to be sacrificed, Mount Moriah. At both these moments, they were laying their lives down and submitting to God. So it's safe to say that Jacob wasn't just laying his head on a rock, but laying his life on the altar. Jacob laid down his life and placed it as an offering. The altar is a place of transparency and of intimacy where we enter Yeshua's rest. We see that Abraham, Isaac, and Yaakov laid their life down on the altar just as Yeshua laid his life down as an offering. As Yaakov laid his life down, he was given a vision of divine purpose, his heavenly purpose, Genesis 28, 12 through 15, and John 1, 51. They went through many trials and tests, but once they came to the rock, they saw the kingdom. They saw their heavenly purpose. Many times to the rock, you go through a wilderness and a breaking point. You have three choices when you hit this point. You can stand still. Many believers don't press through because they don't understand the experience of the transforming of the soul. Jacob was in the wilderness, but pressed through and gave it all. Many turn back. They miss the blessing, return to their old ways and habits. Then there are those who pass through. They press into God and lay everything aside. In death to self, this is where we receive our heavenly purpose. It is the rock of offering where we build our lives on Isaiah 28:16. Behold, I am the one who's laid as a foundation in Zion, a stone, a tested stone, a precious cornerstone of sure foundation. When we truly accept the word, we become more comfortable with meeting Yeshua at the altar. It is here we receive real peace and joy in our hearts. In this place, there's no longer strife or hopelessness trying to make sense of situations out of our control. There is a knowing that our lives and the lives of our loved ones are all under the watchful care of Yeshua. 1 Corinthians 3, 10 through 17. Even my time and experience being locked up has shifted and changed me. I'm not going to lie. When I first was locked up, I was hopeless. I believed in the Father and his goodness. I was still lost in myself and in my eyes and the magnitude of my own situation. As my time went on, though, as I have laid my life down truly, the Father revealed his heavenly purpose for my amazing future. Do I miss my family? Absolutely. But I am content and at peace with where the Father has me. The growth he is bringing me through, though, is amazing. When we lay down our lives down before him, we surrender self-rights, self-will, and self-ownership. There we enter into his life and his way. With Yaakov going through so much, this impartation is what gave him courage for what lay ahead. The altar is both a place of death and resurrection, and at our death to self, we are resurrected into our heavenly purpose. I pray that each one of us lay ourselves down and allow the Father to lift up and reveal to us his purposes. Let us all receive his purposes and be excited for the amazing journey he has us. Freedom in him is freedom for all. Shalom.
Very powerful. Yeah, very powerful.
Let me look at the date. August 31st, so it's been a while.
And it is so true. It's very powerful.
I think there's more of a letter. I'll do that some other day. But what I wanted to bring out is this is what this guy has been like as he teaches, as he ministers, as he stands on his own alone, as he prays for his wife and his daughter, and as he speaks to them and he speaks to us. This is the kind of man he's been, and he has made a difference. And unfortunately, there are things out there that don't like it. Okay, I'm coming. So
I
you
was
can,
gonna give this to Jonathan, but you know me in letter writing.
Be prepared to suffer for me in my name. All suffering has meaning in my kingdom. Pain and problems are opportunities to demonstrate your trust in me. Bearing your circumstances bravely, even thanking me for them, is one of the highest forms of praise. This sacrifice of thanksgiving rings golden toned bells of joy throughout heavenly realms. On earth also, your patient suffering sends out ripples of good tidings in ever widening circles. When suffering strikes, remember that I am sovereign and that I can bring good out of everything. Do not try to run from pain or hide from problems. Instead, accept adversity in my name, offering it up to me for my purposes. Thus, your suffering gains meaning and draws you closer to me. Joy emerges from the ashes of adversity through your trust and thankfulness. This word comes from James 1, 2 through 4, Psalms 107, 21 through 22, and Psalms.
One of the things that we should not miss in that letter is talking about Jacob putting his head on the rock. We all have the symbolism that Yeshua is our rock. And I don't think that should be missed, that he's putting his head in the lap of Yeshua. It is totally an unfair thing. And Jackie, what you just read there was, it should hit home. We're living in a time when we're going to be tested and troubled, and Satan's not going to fight fair.
That's right.